Yo, we're back for a little bit. Gonna go grab a little Remake at the gas station with my brother in a couple hours, but we'll play till then. So a couple more hours here, maybe we'll get through the prison, get through part of the prison. We'll see. The chap. I doubt we'll get all the way down to the labyrinth, but maybe. Could go a little later tonight too after I get back, but I do have to work at some point tomorrow, and generally around. Can't start really later than noonish, but honestly it won't be too tight, so we'll see how I'm feeling. The heaviest weight. Loud. And yeah, sorry the stream's been a little off on it. Honestly, I've just been really enjoying watching an in-depth playthrough this as I go. They're still very far from where I am. So we'll probably finish this tomorrow. Or I'll do the scroll game. But yeah, it's been a good time. Need to stream a shitload next week. I mean, I'll be gone for a week coming up, so. Alright, chapel checked. The heaviest weight. Liking the sounds coming out of the speakers here. I guess that was triggered. Shoot. They crawl around more vertically now? Spend too much time on them. It's interesting. Not sure what the point is. Maybe add a little tension. It's not like I need it. Whoa! Yeah, see? What does that have to do with the lights? Doesn't hurt though. It's a cool visual. These guys starting to do some more crazy crawling. James Booty. I mean, more light always is nice, don't get me wrong. Spot ship. What's up, Mr. Swell? Senor Swell. Joined us. Cock shot. Well, considering the rifle's coming up, I'm not too worried about cranking through pistol. And I mean, we'll get more pistol ammo anyway, so. Senor? Senor Swill? Alright. Locked. The yard. Classic location. Get there when we get there. No, you're good. I just didn't have anything else to say, so I just kept making jokes. Well, barely jokes. Hebrew? You tell me. Maybe. Some of it looks like... possibly. Oh, cool. I wouldn't know what it means, but I'm sure I'll find out when... that one person I watch gets to it. Muffer Mary. Well, if you want. There's a few of these. Who knows if they all have a little something different. Can't really screenshot super easy here. Let's try that. Oh, you already got it? Cool. Sweet. I assume they all have like a slight twist on the same thing. And the Serpent Eyeless Boar. Could be, or that's just like a direct thing from something similar, yeah. I don't remember what the... I don't remember what the puzzles were like. In the old one. They love their Bible quotes, which they've added some more in this. And all their other stuff. Or if they're gonna like actually add something this time. I remember right, this room had nothing, right? Just running noises. But it's a spooky room. I guess it sounds like there could be some. Oh yeah. Something they pretty much just pulled from the deepest recesses of kind of whatever they could find. Just put some stylish imagery. Come back. You'd imagine there wouldn't be a save point in a room with some shit in it. Looks like a door here. Not seeing shit though. I mean, it's higher up. Oof, this place was long in the original. They're gonna be short here. That will finish before I gotta go again. Guess that puzzle opens up places. The chair. The chair of fun. It's like a fast crawler version. Fast enemies ain't gonna be easy on controller, man. Creepy bastards. Mysticism. They climb now. A cute way to use the verticality more and like put a mix up on an old enemy. I guess it gives a little bit of usefulness to the lights. Combat track. Where'd you go? Cock shot. Wherever the cock is. Alright. Can we actually open this up? There's ammo in there. Other side, I guess. I think they might all open up when we get to a special room. This is constant enemy action. the death chamber. Spider legs. Just to give me a nice little warning. I get high up there. Oh damn. They're out in fucking forest, man. Yeah. Did not think they'd like rocket. I was gonna try to save some ammo and juke. Well, spacing didn't matter much. It's more about iframes. That's what it said. Probably another James's guilt thing. I don't know what creature it was. I think it was a serpent. And they had a little puzzle with the serpent who kills her too. Like, you can pick a serpent or a man or something. I actually watched somebody else and they chose the serpent and it worked. I think anything works technically. That was interesting. Camera's not even facing me. Not that you could really tell, but it's gonna be sitting there eating up the bottom left. Might as well be facing me. Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, Sally would be nice. Right? I mean, I could like hotkey the filter maybe. A few lads. Looks like I kind of pre-killed a lot of them. Come on in, honey. Need to save some handgun ammo. What the fuck was that? Those bullets didn't do much to him. Even though he died. I'm just standing in the same place, bro. Yeah, the magnetized melee. Generally, I have fun with the melee combat, but it has some oddities, we'll just say that. Let's put it nicely. Come on down, man. Lucky winner. No idea which ones I've been in before. After that little fiasco, I'm waiting for more mannequins to jump my ass. Yeah, the red channel would be funny though. There's give you the old Dead Space insurance kick. Already kind of pre-killed a couple. For sure. Come on down, Jimmy boy. That's not true. Juking him with running works usually, but he's beyond my tricks. I don't know how much meaning these are supposed to have. Just like little shots or stories that people hear historically, or if it's something to do with him and Mary. It's just like kind of collectibles. I don't think any of the new endings like utilize them, so. That'd be kind of spooky. You think the dude's like handicapped and he just walks up to the electric chair like, alright man, let's get her over with. The big ruse. The armory key. Is there a specific armory? Or just the rifle cabinet? Home sweet home. I guess. What kind of gun is this? A gun experts? Alright, time to run all the way back to the scale. General DLC. Add some new buddies. They can just do that too, I guess. the... I think he's dead. There's another one. Big question, are they gonna subvert expectations in here? Usually you don't put fights. Here's it. It could be the grand subversion. You doing some shit, brother. No, yeah. I am James. Whoa. There's the boar. Drag. We're all staring into the abyss, brother. I mean, if he doesn't want to join me, then it's on him, motherfucker. Which one did I activate? The ox? God, this guy is fucked. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing, buddy? See you soon, baby. Come on down there. These dudes dead because they're... They're gonna think I'm always gonna about to get jumped. What do you think the health drinks taste like, man? Those little sippies. I'm thinking like Tang with like 25% cough syrup. Like a dash of rat poison. Not that I've ever tasted rat poison, but all these fuckers, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, shoot a fucking light. I thought that was his leg. It'd be easier to bait these guys ammo-wise, but there's just something so satisfying about shooting them off the wall. Is he like actually accurate on this and steady? No, he is steady. But I mean, this is a powerful weapon. This is the man with 44 shotgun rounds I'm not using. Okay, I have so many heals, I could just take a bunch of melee risks if I want, but a lot of ammo too. Any nurses or anything in the future that can be used the shotgun with, I probably should. Need to use that buck. The handgun does have a utility, right? It's like a longer range weapon. Compared to the shotgun, and not one that I want to waste a bunch of ammo on. There's an opportunity. Not gonna get that very often. Christ, like these guys don't stop coming. Whoa. What's up, bro? Why'd you do that? It was like Eddie said. He was looking at me funny, man. I knew he'd do something. He had the look. To be fair, he did have the look on account of being a monster, but maybe he was different, man. They spawn more of these guys on the outside just for that. Or it's the guy I shot. Move key. A bath. The Doywitz. Take my bath in the toilet. I piss in the tub. I bathe in the toilet, man. This place just doesn't end, man. I don't think they like you just shooting them. Monsters need a good long smacking. Didn't want to hurt me, I guess, because I was interacting with shit. It's nice of him. Let him come. Him. I don't remember how much Pyramid Head pops up before the Labyrinth. Labyrinth, isn't he just chasing you for half the fucking thing? Oh. Fuck. Pardon me. There's a somebody over there. The text, yeah, the contextual fucking button presses, man. Yanks it even. Did you guys see Bloober Team's new game announcement today? It was pretty much almost completely cinematic. But I wonder if they'll learn anything from this, or if Konami supervision and people like Ida on the project and shit made a big difference. There's something over there I want to check, but I'm gonna do it. I think we'll come back through just to be sure. What is this? Hanging out on the ground. I mean, they did good here, for the most part. But yeah. Jesus, dude, how many of these are there? Well, they have I guess the one spaceman guy did have a big head. I mean, it looked like an interesting thing. I mean, they usually at least try to have, like, interesting settings or something. We'll see. Yeah, I think Maria's the biggest failing here. And the lack of kind of dreamlike surrealism in a lot of the cutscenes and stuff. But everything else is good. Better than their usual, that's for damn sure. Easier. They're here. These guys are gonna spawn, I imagine. They just gave us a bunch of ammo and shit. Or it's Pyramid Head time. You don't kill Pyramid Head until like... Is he the end of like right before the finale, or is he at the end of the labyrinth? I mean, those are both pretty close to each other, but you got the hotel. It's like the actual finale. I mean, if he's coming, I'm just running. The tablets. Feels like a runaround section for sure. The bodies are usually supposed to be like Pyramid Head rolling around in this game. We might get a bit of both. I got a blooper jump scare here. James loves the fist. So, I don't know how we open that. Opened on the different monitor. Fucking Star Trek memes. I was almost expecting some Ida memes. If people have been soured on Ida because of the Uzumaki fuck up, probably not. Wonder if people actually try more of his manga. Alright. Yeah. A real fan, of course, they don't care about the adaptation. I'm just onboarding new people. Jesus. Not that I've read every Jinjito work either, but oh man. Oh man. The boar. The whole one. That one's good. Short and to the point. Most of his stories are short, and they all have bad endings. That's the meme. Because he always has these really cool art and premises, and then the endings suck ass. The Spiral one, the one that they adapted there, that one wasn't too bad. I like that one enough. Uzumaki or whatever. None of them are super long. That one's probably one of his longer ones. I don't remember if he did the fish one they had tried to adapt at some point too. It's like the fish people. I would recommend. They don't take long to get through most of them. And at the minimum, they're at least like interesting concepts and art. It's this way. The fucking music. Because we're like underneath 1,000 assholes. Or... Come on down, motherfucker. God, you really have to beat the shit out of these guys. I do not stay down after one buckshot, man. That kills the nearest too. Anything else in here? A collectible. Worth it, but ain't going positive. Well, the boss is soon to crank through some shit, but I mean, I got some ammo to spare, so. That's for damn sure. like that bug's bait. Do you think they're a big threat somewhere? We'll see. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of bugs. If you need a headshot to make that work, or just shotguns just do way more close range. And that's all about safety, not power. I was waiting for shenanigans. Bitch. Health drink in the pisser. But I don't sow. How do I reap? Jesus, headbanging. Might have missed. That's what you get for going for a headshot when she's headbanging. Stick to the shotgun rounds. We got plenty to waste. What about a new player to the game thinks of those like random spots that are supposed to be little nods to the original? I think it's cute that they, you know, for all the big changes they make, they try to put a nod to almost like every old detail. I think that's cool. I think having them be almost like a pseudo collectible, if that confuses anybody. I mean, you know, it don't take a genius to figure it out. Or maybe you just think it's like storytelling. That's my thing, is like, you think it's in world. Like, how would that make sense? Like every fucking, like all of these like Silent Hill 2, like original things are here. Even I was watching somebody talk about the lake. The pier is like built on top of the other pier. You can see the other one like underneath it and shit. Like the old one. Like Jesus, man. And Silent Hill is a game, it was series about details. It's like somebody actually tried to analyze some of these. It's like, I mean, are these Easter eggs? Is it just kind of like advanced dog ending goofiness, or Bloober trying to like take it serious? Right? Like I said, would never want any like we are aware of the other timeline kind of bullshit. I am James 30, the time loop. I do like there's like essentially stealth kills you can kind of nail. If you walk up behind him, you get like a really powerful melee hit. In case you know you needed to save more ammo. Maybe hard mode's pretty spicy on that front. I don't know how hard or how spicy it was in the original. I know the puzzles were supposed to be fucked. Like super difficult. In this they feel too like you'd actually like mess around with objects and fiddle with shit. Not as easily randomized and full of riddles like the original was. Gowron posting? You're right, dude. I don't know what it is, dude. I need enlightening. I'm swine, dude. The unwashed mass is taking form. Oh, the one from earlier. I don't think so, Redless. Nope. Yo. Is that the meme? Is there's like a you're reaching up some dude's ass or whatever? Is it like a Diglett type of thing? What's on the other side? In the beginning of this, you reach in to grab some shit. In the expanded early apartments, not the creek ones, the other ones. And you like kind of push a door open slightly, and it's like just shit and goop comes flying out. You can't fully get in there. Maybe you have to stick your hand in there in another hole. There's good like 5 or 6 holes we've stuck arms in so far. There's the one where you actually stick your hand in the toilet and your arm's full of shit, but that's different, I guess. Welcome to church. Come on down, brother. Handled your kind before. Yes. We did. Yeah, they hinted at it and they dropped like lore in the first game to hint at it more. Supposedly co-op is the idea. I don't know. I wonder if that team still has it in them. Considering people have left and all that. I'll have to watch the trailer, but no. I saw it. It's on Game Pass. Like I saw that announcement. I mean, maybe I'll be able to play co-op with some peeps. Or if it'll be cross-play. We'll see. I don't know. Below Zero was definitely not even close to as good as the first one. Oh, just cinematic. I hope it's not as full of talking. I hope it's mostly just focused on good map design, meaningful exploration, cool areas and sound design and all that. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up on that quite yet. Yeah, and I mean they're gonna open to early access like they do with all of them. Don't expect it even close to anytime soon. How do we get in that? Oh, they don't let me go back through here. I guess because it's not technically unlocked. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. You know, I'll give it to him Below Zero. It was still fun enough because it was Subnautica, and it was originally a DLC, so maybe they just wanted to fool around. But you know, I just hope it doesn't keep going in that direction. Is all I'm saying. Did they put out a date? Is it just like sometime next year? Problem is, it's gonna be fucking early access Game Pass, and by the time it's actually out, it's gonna be off of Game Pass. I hate Game Pass early access, man. It's fucking meaningless to me. By the time it's out, it's just gone. So it's like, who cares, man? That was this way. I think these guys just keep respawning, man. Or they just keep getting up. Subnautica was on accident. I mean, it might as well be. I don't know. I mean, they've only done one thing since then, and it was like a DLC turned big game, and that usually doesn't end up too good unless they go like above and beyond. I think we're hoping Silk Song will. Yeah, that was my thing. It's just like, it was just worse. I mean, in pretty much every aspect. It's like maybe they'd still get some credit for like a cool idea if it somehow was the first one, but it ain't. Back here. What in the bluebird tape? Looking his face through the wall. Yeah, I mean, if they didn't have that silver lining that it was a DLC, I still had fun with it, but I mean, I don't think any Subnautica fan sees it as anything other than a downgrade in pretty much every way. The sound design's clearly worse. I mean, you only have to fly over the oil area, or the oil-looking area right outside your main base to feel that. The story and the yapping is horrific, especially for the kind of game it is. The creatures aren't all that interesting. The new gimmick, the fucking walking, is cute, but janky and probably not worth how much you have to do it. There's like no open areas hardly. It's mostly just caves. It was glitchy for me. I would have been hard locked if I didn't have a backup save. It's like I liked the idea of the space truck, but it's kind of a poor man's Cyclops. Probably more usable, but I didn't know if this thing was gonna go or not, man. The big one was just like how the world flowed, the way things looked, the great sound design, just impeccable, like impeccably paced, like upgrades into adventure kind of cycle. Yeah, no, I mean I know that. I mean that doesn't change it. It's not worse. That's just why. Yeah, I don't even know who's all still there. Really. I mean, Subnautica co-op is something that a lot of people have wanted, and I think it could be pretty cool. You know, it's, you know, the Cyclops co-op or some crazy monster. I think that solo kind of like Primal Fear and rolling around was definitely a big deal, and I'm sure you could still play it solo. But I'm also curious, like, well, if you can play it solo, how much truly unique stuff is there going to be for co-op? Yeah, I honestly think the potential for like even below zero in multiplayer would at least brought it up a bit, yeah. People were always jonesing for it, down to having multiplayer mods, right? I like the backflips. You push it off. Feisty. Like a reference? Well. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is this some kind of reference? To which one? Could be any of them. I mean, Jesus, there's so much cool shit. Could be like a fourth thing, though, or... I mean, there's 3 references in this. In the hotel, I didn't even notice, but the detective's hat was there. It's the same motel room that Heather and him stay in. Yeah, I mean, there's just some concepts. Like, with multiplayer, it can be very high concept, like very cool and enjoyable without, like, proper execution. Just because stuff that properly takes care of, like, you know, really neat co-op is not, like, super duper common. And I mean, you know, fucking around with friends is fun, right? But, yeah, we'll see. I think they could, if it was, like, full-on co-op from the ground up, you could do some really neat teamwork shit with Subnautica. No, I mean, I wouldn't want it where you just like go fuck off. Like one person just goes and does shit. It'd be cool if you still kind of had to go do stuff together a bit more. And I guess you would need things that require 2 people. But the thing is, I don't know if they want to like fuck the original fans over who like maybe don't want to just do co-op. So it's like, what do you make like AI then? It's just like, oh god, you know, we'll find out. Well, geez, what's the worst that could happen in here? games have some good souls, man. These fucking spikes. Work this way out of here. My exit blocked. The ladder. Where to go up this ladder? Am I crazy? No, I didn't. Yeah, we'll see. What time is it? I gotta roll soon. A reason to lock these? And like unlock them? Remember how I got in here. Thought it was right here. Find like some other passage. Oh yeah. Almost didn't see it. Well, I didn't see it first. Just thought you might get here from up top or something. Goddamn. What was that? I'm supposed to pick the most, like, one justified. I mean, I guess 3 looks justified. Know who he's kidnapping from. Oh, am I supposed to put these on some of them? Oh shit. The most justified, it's probably the guy who took the kid. I guess if the mother was a fucking huge asshole. But I mean, who knows? Oh, did they clean that up? I remember he looked way too emotional in the trailers, man. But I mean, he wasn't putting it around his neck. I don't want to remember when he puts it around his neck. It was supposed to be that or something else. Are we in Labyrinth now? I would like to save. I think we're about to be in Labyrinth. Maybe. Or do you fight Eddie first? Fuck, I don't. Maybe Eddie's. It's all a dream to me, man. And with that, we're done for now. Might do more when I get back. I probably have time too, but might just call it at the second 2 hour stream and go watch me some more in-depth playthrough of this. Because I got work tomorrow anyway, so it'll be a huge day, probably 3 or 4 hours or something. So we'll come back and probably finish this up since we're getting there. And then we'll do, if I get it in the mail, squirrel with the gun afterwards. It's like kind of a goofy shitpost semi Mario Odyssey thing. But yeah. Anywho. Really same thoughts on this one so far. If you've been watching along. Good atmosphere. Pretty great sound design. Serviceable combat, definitely you wouldn't be replaying it just to like play it better with the combat, but it's just enough to, you know, have fun exploring areas and grabbing stuff and seeing your resources kind of pile up and shit, which is nice. Not much extra to find outside like kind of environmental storytelling and details and like that. And the combat, I mean, it's serviceable, you know, shooter survival horror stuff. The melee combat, you know, I think allows for a little bit more personality on some of the enemies. It does mean you have to kind of give a little bit more too with the dodging and all that. It can be a little jank, the magnetized slide on the ground and the contextual aiming and all that can be a little fucked, especially in groups or just, you know, on weird objects. But not a big deal. It's fun. I enjoy it. I think my biggest problem is still probably the cutscenes and stuff. I think some characters like Eddie, I'd say even James, who's a little different, is good. Laura seems solid, although she's barely been in it. You know, some of the performances are decent, or at least good, but there's like a different kind of feel to the whole thing. I mean, Maria sucks. I don't like Maria at all. I don't think she's getting across anything. Well, maybe we're about to see Maria. Well, we'll save it for tomorrow. But yeah, I think it kind of loses that dreamlike quality the pre-rendereds had, the creepiness. I think the pace of it's much slower, and it's much more focused on the more kind of brooding, spooky otherworld stuff. I think those parts are great. They're all distinct enough. I would say Prison was probably my least favorite, but it might just be because you're kind of getting used to the gameplay at this point. We'll see how the hotel and the labyrinth is. Oh yeah, it says the labyrinth right there. But yeah, so most of the puzzles and stuff are probably a little bit more interesting, but they're all very brute force, kind of simple. Definitely don't have to do a whole lot of thought. Not that it was like super crazy on normal in the original game, but I'd be curious what the hard mode puzzles are like. Or if they're just goofy. Just throw a math equation before everything, right? Yeah, I think there's attention to detail for sure. And they've got all the right intent. I think for the most part it's good. But there's definitely a couple oddities. Like I said, mainly in that kind of dreamlike feel and maybe the pacing and how it weaves that surrealism in and out. That doesn't quite hit. I think the music, like I said, sound design's really good. Some of the remix tracks are kind of alright. Not my favorite arrangements, but they're cool. But I do think how in your face those like more mixed genre, kind of like with a beat, with a melody songs, they're not as in your face. They don't feel like they have as much of like that kind of muted grit, like they were playing on an old record player, kind of like a broken one or something like the old ones did. They weren't all like that, but I do kind of miss the more blunt in your face kind of like music presence of some of those songs. But when we're doing the horror stuff, it's great. Yeah, and I think the dynamic spatial audio and all that, and all the little details, like when you're getting close to stuff and the breathing, and we're going to that elevator. It almost sounds like kind of like monstrous instead of just like an elevator going down. I think all that's really well done. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the lighting's definitely more just going for style. But I mean, I don't know. Their style's kind of like muted lights in the distance, and then everything else is more pitch black. And I think there's enough. It's usually kind of a goldish light, especially in the other world. But I think there's enough variety there. It looks good. I think that's more the focus. Yeah, I mean, a lot used for gameplay. That was pretty much the only mix-up there, was that area. But I don't know. I think the lighting's been good for variety, right? You're getting light in the daytime coming through thick fog. You're getting light coming through storms. You're getting more like fall, evening-ish light starting out in the hospital. And then it's like just darkness with some street lights coming in through hospital windows, stuff like that. And then it's like, you get to some of the other world, and it's very like singular. It's kind of like reminds me of like Alan Wake 2, where they have like a very strong like single light source coming from somewhere, and everything plays off of it. I would say Alan Wake 2 is a little bit more stylish with it, and funny enough, I think actually is probably better on the gameplay front because you actually upgrade and grab a bunch of shit. It's funny because I think some people gave Alan Wake 2 a little bit of shit for that, but this is much less in depth on that front. I mean, Resident Evil is probably for more actiony or survival the gold standard, but that's not what this is going for. I definitely think there's room to improve it, but I mean, we're talking Silent Hill, right? This is already probably an improvement on the combat, if only because it creates more situations for the creatures to, do stuff like climb around or hide around areas and stuff, which, I mean, technically you could do in the original, but it'd be a bit more wonky. This is definitely not like a plan your routes out and run around type of game. I would say the hospital probably had the most. Like I had to think about where I went back and backtracked a bit and found shortcuts and stuff. Maybe a little bit of the apartments too. Maybe that's why this one was a little shittier. It's pretty linear. This one was. I would say overall they're all a little bit more linear in general, but I don't mind that because there's not a whole lot of like bonus shit to find outside of just like lore and all that. It's more about how spooky it is and the different things running around. But I don't know. So far I like it. I think it's good, but there's some oddities for sure in there. I don't think it's deal breakers. I think the intent's at least there, and I think Bloober Team kept their dick in their pants for the most part, which is surprising for them. It still keeps its subtlety and its nuance. Like, it misses the highs of like the original with some of the voice work, some of the character execution, the weaving into cutscenes and some of the pace and stuff like that. But I think they've got an eye for at least nodding to the original, putting in the right details, not just like making it goofy. There's weird shit like Maria talking too much when you're walking around, and some new scenes they add where the writing's probably not as good as it was, but it doesn't feel anything like like a Devil May Cry kind of, or something where they just like don't really care and they just kind of are doing their own thing. It feels like they get it for the most part, or maybe somebody just oversaw them. I mean, Ito and Yamaoka is still working on, especially Yamaoka, but yeah, it's more a matter of how well they execute what they get. Do they get it to the T, right? Like, I feel like with Maria, it's like they get it, but like they fail in the execution, and then the things they try to add to make her more of a developed character for you to kind of care more about her aren't very good. She just kind of like turns into this chatterbox or talks about like lore and history and stuff, and I think the original does not have much dialogue, but every cutscene's very dense, very effective. And there's been some like that in this. Like I would say the Angela one in Rosewater Park. It reveals stuff about James, what he thinks about Eddie, because of how he treats her, how she feels about maybe men, and like, you know, her history and all that stuff. I mean, she looks a little goofy with the bobblehead. Not as bad as Maria, but they still have effective cutscenes and stuff. I think they missed the dreamy, cool camera angles the original had, the surrealism, which I think is a big deal. And like I said, I feel like the music sometimes plays a little bit of a backseat. It's not like the medium or anything. This game is still very focused on the tunes, but when I played the original Silent Hill 2, I was always wowed by it. I was always really captivated by the atmosphere. I don't really feel that in this, but I do really like the atmosphere of the horror stuff and the town and the mix of fidelity and art style and stuff. It kind of reminds me of Alan Wake 2 in that front, where it's like there's a AAA, but with like creative art style attached to it, right? Like, you know, hey, this is something that we could have if more people actually were pushing that kind of thing, right? Like, you know, instead of just photorealism, open world shit. So, yeah. So that's about what I'm thinking so far. I'm just kind of, my brother's probably be here soon, so we'll continue probably tomorrow. I'll probably just come back and chill for a bit, and then gotta work tomorrow. Finish up, and we'll finish this. If it's like the original, it's Labyrinth into the lake, the hotel normal, and then the hotel spooky, and then that's it. So, I don't think I'll be going through other endings. It's fun, but I'm not like, I don't think I'm like would be dying just to play like more of the gameplay itself. I think I would like to just probably watch other people hit the endings, and we'll watch some online and stuff here. You know, at least the new ones and shit. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, definitely higher praise than I probably ever expected to be given Bluebird Team on this, but yeah, that's good. You know, I want games to be good. You know, like I said, I don't think it's a replacement. I don't think it's just a perfect, you know, modernization. I rarely think that, even for stuff like RE2 Remake, there's enough of a reimagining there, and original does something unique enough, well enough. But that's probably your best example of capturing the spirit, but like bringing it to a modern tech and stuff that I can think of, right? I think this falls short at that level, but I think it's up there for sure. So, anyway, see you guys tomorrow, right?